Yeah.
Yeah.
Gonna
Okay,
give us
I
a
feel
little.
like Okay, so I'm in charge of logistics. So as you see, we start with catering. So just to reiterate, on these days that you have class all day, we will always have food in the morning. And what I'd like to know is, do we have people with dietary restrictions? Do we have gluten-free issues? Do we have yes?
Yeah, I'm lactose intolerant.
You're lactose intolerant, okay. So that, that means that the mix of what we bring in needs to accommodate everyone, so. So bagels are good in general, or is that
Bagels
something you
fine.
can?
I just want to
Like
eat
cream
cream cheese.
So I'll talk.
Like
about
butter.
Peanut butter?
Or, well, yeah, that would be good for regular butter.
Okay. All right, that's good news. Our Safeway here in this neighborhood makes these great bagels every morning, so I like to bring those in because they're fresh. But
You're shopping local.
shopping local. I live in Arlington, so if I'm doing this, it has to be easy.
It has to be easy.
So we have a lot of tea drinkers. Should we bring in a kettle to boil water, or is microwave boiling okay? If we have a lot of tea drinkers, we bring in the electric tea kettle. Okay, we only cater lunches when we have something happening at lunch hour. So occasionally we'll have a guest lecture and we'll cater lunch for everybody. But in general, we feel that people need to get out a little bit, just walk a block or two and get some fresh air. So we don't typically cater lunch also. Okay, I was asked to give a quick tutorial on Blackboard and.
The other one.
Let me see. Oh, we take off DC, I think.
Well, she was just doing.
Alt tab.
Here, okay, so it's this one. Here?
No, I tabbed it right when you did that. So
Okay.
let's. Are we on the right one? No.
Yes.
No.
So we just.
Okay, just as here. I'm sorry. Let's just. Come on, computers, you're not playing nice today.
Oh.
Everyone isn't? Can we not do this? It's still not coming up.
Okay, Karen. The magic hand over here. That's it.
So,
Oh, there. It's up, but then it's not up for me.
I have a friend who describes
Oh, I
himself
can just
as
there.
post-computer. He doesn't like to make fun of technology, but he doesn't use it. He makes his wife send emails and stuff. But they also had a pipeline going across their 115-acre property that they have successfully fought, which, if you think it can't be done, it can be done. But it's Massachusetts, so that's a little different. Okay, go ahead.
So I recommend this as your homepage for GW, which is my.gw.edu. And I like it because it allows me to get to my email, which is this upper menu up here. First one is email. So just by clicking there, it gets you a login to your GW email. I don't know about my calendar. Blackboard is right here. And GW info system is right here, so that's where your grades would be posted. So this is really a good way to get to all of these things easily. Also, in this window here, you see right there it says schedule of classes. That's a great place to check when classes are up for registration without going into the registration system. If you want to just look at the scheduling, that's there. So those are sort of the highlights. This is what I use this page for, and I recommend it. Yes?
So,
here?
No.
Or once I wanna go into Blackboard or anything
Yes.
else, that's when I'll be prompted to
Yes.
use that?
Yes.
Okay.
And you have two kinds of GW IDs. One is for email, and Blackboard is your email and is login. But if you go into GWeb, which is the more secure system where we have grades and
Yeah.
registration, you use your G number.
Yeah, the G number's
That's-
all I've ever used. What's the other one?
The Blackboard works only on GWU.edu emails. Okay?
You've
So-
lost me, but I don't wanna
Okay.
waste everyone's
Well,
time.
if you don't have, for those of you who are new to GW, if you don't have a GWU.edu email, you can't get into Blackboard. Blackboard only works through our GW emails. So where it says security, here's one. So if you come to this page, you can go to student FAQ right here,
Mhm.
and it'll guide you on how to
How to acquire an email.
acquire email. Some students find that they don't want to maintain a GWU EDU email. You don't really have a choice, but you
Yeah.
can have it forwarded to your preferred email, so you don't have to keep checking. But GW communicates with students almost exclusively through their GW emails. Whether it's Blackboard, whether it's our student services helping you register or whatever, they're always going to communicate with you with your GW email. So that's very important. So you come to log into Blackboard, you come into here, and then you use your GW email. You just use the first part. You don't need to say @gw.edu. This is called your net ID. And then your password.
Is that your GW password?
Yes, this is my GW password, which I use for my email and for Blackboard.
But not the same as the G.
Oh, it's not the same.
It's not the same.
So when I'm prompted to set up an email account, that's when I'll make up yet another password? Okay.
Yeah, it's
So
really
it's-
confusing.
Yeah,
not a
it's
good
two
system.
different things for GW, not more than that.
Yeah.
So you open up Blackboard, any class that you're signed up for is going to show up in this column. I'm signed up for everybody's class online, and I have like dozens of classes here. And I am listed as a TA in your class, so I'm going to go right here, this is the class that will show up right there for you. Maybe the only class you're signed up for, so it might be the only thing on your list. So you go
Could
there.
I just say at this point, make sure you click on the one that says merged. It should be the only one you can see. I think I turned off the other ones, because basically what happens is I'm getting a roster from Sustainable Landscapes and I'm getting a roster from Urban Planning. And I've had to merge those two to show you what you get to see. So everybody sees the same thing.
And this is what you would see. Oh, actually, this is what you would see. So this is the student view, more or less. You don't see the control panel. So this is the menu for your Blackboard class. This is the announcement page, which is the first page that comes up. So anything new that CJ might want to announce to you would be right here. Right now, it just has the welcome announcement. The syllabus is here, so you can click on that and it should open up, and you can print it, you can read it, and it's information that you already have with all your dates and so on. The next thing she has is discussions, and this is where you're going to post your assignments. She's got it set up for assignment 1 and assignment 2, and so how do you do this? You click on assignment 1, and this is basically set up for discussions. So you want to create a new thread. A thread is a conversation. So somebody says something, somebody responds, that's a thread. If you create a new thread, you're creating a new conversation. So when you post your assignment, you want to create a new thread so that it's going to be, Lisa's assignment, that's going to be the thread. Other people are going to respond, comment on your assignment as CJ has requested, so that will come back onto your thread. So, so I create a thread using this and that button, and what you have here is, here's the subject. Did you have a special way you wanted them to identify their
It's in
assignment?
it's in the syllabus where it's how to name their papers.
Okay.
But they could just call each thread Lori's philosophy paper, or
Mhm.
Lisa's philosophy paper, as that.
Okay, so let me just do a little sample here. I'll try to remember to delete it. So here's, Adele's paper. So that would be the title of the thread. And then in this box, I can either type something. If I'm commenting on somebody else's paper, I might type right into here. Or if I have a paper, I'm going to try to attach it. And so this menu here is all your Word kind of menu. Incidentally, if this doesn't show up, one of these little buttons will open it up for you. Because I saw that yesterday, I was working on Blackboard, and I thought, where are all those editing buttons? And then I clicked over there and it opened up. There's a paperclip right here, and that's an easy way to attach a folder, a file from your computer, because when you click that, it'll take you to browse my computer. Right here, you browse your computer, you find the file, and then when you found it and it shows up here, you click submit, and the file shows up in this window. If you want to attach a picture, that's right here, the next thing over. And again, you would browse your computer to put a picture up there,
I have a
a
question.
video, a YouTube.
Remember when you were putting pictures in, is there a way to get it to do multiple pictures at a time, or is it one at a time?
I think it's one at a time. I haven't
think it
found
is
a
too,
way
because
to
I
do
couldn't
that.
find a way to do multiple
Right,
ones.
right. And the only other way I would think is to put all your pictures into a PDF and then attach the PDF, something like that. It's one at a time. It's not made for real visual fields, and of course we're a very visual field, and so I've often had to devise ways to do it. But you can do all the editing that you normally would. It's a bit clunky, so I know that I found it hard to get the spacing right on these pages when I type them straight in here. It's just
These are just comments to each other.
so.
Don't worry about making it fancy.
Okay, so here, I've submitted my paper, and so back to the discussion page, there's my paper. So if you come to comment on my paper, you will want to open it first. Of course, it's blank. And you would read my paper there, open it up, read it, etc. Reply is a button that comes up for you, so you can hit that, and you can say, I don't like your paper.
No, you can't say that.
I didn't use bad language. Okay.
But it wasn't inclusive language. It wasn't.
We don't like your paper.
I disagree with your paper.
That's inclusive. Okay, so, so you write your comment and you submit it, and then you see how the thread now continues with my response. And so somebody else can come and reply to me and say, no, I think you're wrong. So actually the conversation can just continue that way on somebody's thread.
So could you go back to show us how you get to it? If I go in here and somebody has commented on Adele's paper, it won't be right up there on my screen. I have to click on a thread. I mean, before I
Yes,
created
so
a new
here we go to
thread.
discussions. So
Right.
this is where it all starts, discussions.
Discussions.
Okay, and because we're working on that first assignment, you go into the essentially folder for the first assignment. That should open. It opened, and there's Adele's paper. And over here, at the end, there's a little number 2. So that actually refers to how many people have spoken on that thread. So there's Adele's paper and the response that I put in already, and so that's how it shows up. But if I click on it, it opens up with both of them.
And the unread part is really helpful too. Because it'll tell you what you haven't looked at yet.
Where's that?
It's
Unread.
up right next, it says unread.
Yeah,
posts.
unread
Oh,
posts.
unread, yeah. So that's really helpful if you decide to read all the papers or it's one or something.
Oh, that's good to hear. I mean, I find it useful as an instructor because I go in and there's 16 unread posts, and I can open them all up and it tells me that somebody has written since
Yeah.
the last time I checked.
Yeah, and one of my classes, we had to post things, and the idea was try to get comments on everyone's posts, so that way you could see who had already commented on others too. That would be the total post, then you could comment on somebody's paper and copy it.
Good.
So is assignments the tab I would go to initially to attach my paper as well?
When you go to discussions,
Or discussions?
discussions up here.
And then I open a new thread,
And then you
Then you
open-
click on the assignment.
Yeah, you click on assignment one.
assignments, and then new thread.
Because on this menu, and you know, we actually can customize this menu, make it much bigger if we needed it. But on this menu, the only place that you as a student can actually submit anything is in the discussion board.
Right.
If you went to assignments, it's just the teacher giving you the
Okay, so
information.
discussions, assignments, new
But we will
thread,
look at that in a minute.
attach.
So important to remember, when you post your paper, create a new thread, so that there'll be a thread for each person.
Mhm.
When you come in to comment on someone's paper, go to their thread and reply.
I just wanted to point out something that took me a little while to catch, is the string of, I forget what you call it, there's a technical term for it, like where you are,
Oh, the
In-
breadcrumbs.
the breadcrumbs, okay, now I knew there was a technical term for it, breadcrumbs, okay. Yeah, you see, so now it says thread, Adele's
Mhm, I
paper,
see.
it's under forum, it's
Uh-huh.
under discussion board. So when I wanna go back and forth, I come up here and I would click on forum, or, you know, or whatever. That's the breadcrumbs
You
that
get back up.
let you jump back and forth.
So Hansel and Gretel, where it comes from.
So you want us to comment when everybody here posts something, they submit their paper, then you want us to comment on everyone's paper?
On at least two.
Oh, on at least two, okay.
Yeah, read the, I believe it's two.
Okay.
Yeah, read this, it's two, read the syllabus.
I
I used to
will
have
read it.
three, and it's just so much work for me going through and making sure that you, oh, and let's start this around too, I meant to do that. Just, in case of emergency, who we need to contact.
I have another question that may or may not have the answer to. So I'm looking back at my paperwork, I see, I got my WID like a month ago, and it said you have 3 hours to open your email account. Well, obviously much, no, you can open it no sooner than 3 hours from now.
Uh-huh.
So clearly, more than 3 hours have passed. Have I lost my opportunity to do that?
I am
You know,
not the
sometimes
person
they
to ask
shut
that
you
question.
down.
Right there.
I don't think so. They have a
So
pretty
I
good.
have not yet set up my
help
email account, even though I got my GWID a month ago. Does that mean they'll shut me down from my ability to open it? Okay.
Right, so if you look on the syllabus, it says to name the thread, your last name, assignment 1, 2017. So that's easy for me, then I can just look down all the last names, everybody's posted their thread, we're good to go. Okay, and then at least two other, I almost said patients, two other students' papers, please read those. Feel free to read more. This is, the reason we're doing this is so that you all can get to know each other better and we can provide feedback to each other. I found it to be a very helpful and interesting exercise. So, anything else we need to go over
No,
there?
let's go on with the menu here. The tools menu, which exists on on all courses, Blackboard, really show a lot of different functionalities in Blackboard, but the one I wanted to show you is send email, which is down there. So if you wanted to send email to one person in your class or the whole class, by clicking send email, you get a bunch of options. So by clicking all users, this gives you the opportunity to send an email to everybody, including the instructors. Tools.
Tools.
Send email. All student users, so if you just wanted to gossip among yourselves and not. Select users, this is the one that I use. Those of you who've been in my class, I've sent you feedback on your projects. This is how I do it. I go into select users, and then here's everybody who's signed up one way or the other in this class. And you pick the person you want to send your email to, and by using the arrow, you pop it over into here, and then you're good to go to write Barbara an email. So that's how I have always sent feedback to my students. I can then write a message here, dear so-and-so, and then I can attach a file down here. So when I do my feedback on my separate rubrics, I attach the file to you and I send this email through Blackboard like this, and it goes only to that person. But you can, because you're in the course, you're able to do the same thing to anybody else who's on this list. And assignments. So here's all of CJ's material. So these are various readings, assignments, etc. I don't know if you want to talk about them, but
Just when
That's
you're
really
looking for where is this handout, go to assignments.
so the readings are also under the assignments.
Those are all the readings. Note while she's got this open, possible sites for assignment 2. Can you click on that?
Yeah.
So for assignment 2, you have to pick a site to do a sustainability analysis using the 6 principles. So it should be a site that you're familiar with, that's either been constructed or is under construction and you know the design, those kind of things. But we have this list of recommended sites. The list is getting a little bit dated, but certainly some good Chesapeake Bay Foundation, Philip Merrill Center, very sustainable, composting toilets, all that kind of stuff. But what you have to keep in mind is that for your paper, you have to propose and illustrate 3 retrofits that you would make to the site to improve it. Now, the Philip Merrill Environmental Center, going to be pretty hard to find 3 things to make it better. So look at this list. This gives you an idea of the kinds of projects that we're looking at. You can pick one of your own that's in your community or something, but it has to have some sustainability component that you can comment on. And so we have in the syllabus by a certain date, you have to have that. Where's my front page? I'm missing the first page of mine. It's January 29th, I believe. But by the end of this month, you should be pretty set on picking what your site's going to be. And we can, and that has to be before the next class, because at the next class, we're going to have some time to talk about it. So be thinking about what you want that to be.
Yeah, there's a time.
Yeah. Okay.
When you say design, we have to propose 3 changes and illustrate?
We'll talk about
Okay, thank you.
It could be as simple as taking a picture and taking a fat marker and drawing on it, or taking a picture into PowerPoint and putting arrows on it, and then doing a screen capture. It could be as simple as stuff like that. Yeah.
CJ, do you use my grades?
We don't. I haven't. The university takes care of that for me.
Yeah, I've never gotten into the grade book on Blackboard. It's very complex. It has lots of functionality, but also it makes it very complicated to learn. So
I
I
think the students just want their grades.
Okay, any questions about Blackboard? I just closed it, but happy to reopen it.
Thank you.
We're there? Okay.
So shoot me an email if you have difficulty with Blackboard. I'll be happy to help you as much as I can.
Great. Yeah, me too. I'm not big on it, but what's the high side?
I can help with that too.
Oh, and Karen can help too.
Do we have your contact information?
She's a TA in the course, so if you go in through Blackboard and you want to send her an email,
Yep, it's in there. She just showed you.
you can go send email. Yeah.
You might want to write your email on the board.
Okay.
Did you have a question?
Well, I just wanted to mention, not to put on the board, maybe all the other students know this, but when unrelated to Blackboard, when I was in the kitchen, there's a number to call to see if it's open due to bad weather, which seems, given the season, would be a good thing for us to know. So I'll copy it, unless everyone else knows it, I'll copy it down in the next break and write it up here.
Oh,
if people want to know.
Well, and just to be clear about that, unless it's the blizzard of '96, we're gonna meet.
Okay, so you don't follow the GW thing? That's good to ask,
You
right?
don't say that out loud, right?
Well, this course would be
GW is-
very difficult to
is-
reschedule.
No, it's
I
fine
mean,
with
that's-
me.
I think
I
that's
just
what we're dealing with.
wanted to know what
I think if we did have a huge blizzard and the center didn't open, then you're out of luck.
Yeah, of course.
Well, there,
But,
on the side of the fridge, it says, if GW is closed, we're closed, here's the number to find out if GW is closed. So is that not true for you all, that we should come anyway?
No,
This would only be an
no,
issue,
come
like if there
anyway.
was in a guard downstairs or something, is the building ever closed due to a storm?
I don't know.
Yeah, if you've never
No
experienced it.
idea. No idea.
Well,
But I think,
I would
well,
think
more
that-
importantly, it's important to communicate.
Okay,
With
so
it,
forget
yeah.
the snow number, we'll figure it out another way, I guess.
Well, I would think that the university would send through the GW email system, we
Yes.
are shut
Yes,
down.
like they did last year, sure.
Yeah, so we'll know. I'll
I think
I'll
a more
already be
likely-
here, so.
A more likely scenario is for GW downtown to remain open because they're more urban and, you know, they have chemicals all over. And, you know, some of us in the suburbs can't get out of our neighborhoods. That's more common.
Okay, well, we'll pay very close attention, and I didn't even know there was gonna be any weather today. I wasn't.
Well, did you all get Lauren's email
Yeah.
yesterday giving you my cell phone number in case you had difficulty? I did get one text, I got a couple texts actually,
That's
but,
probably on that,
Oh.
that we can.
yeah, it probably is.
Yeah, it
It probably is. We, you know, we
There's
wondered
that.
yesterday, seeing what the weather was going, was.
And it was threatened nicer.
Yeah, it's way nicer.
So we
That's
just
weather
said,
forecasters. I want a job where I can be wrong 75% of the time, please. Okay, I think that's it.
Thank you very much. So
Great.
I don't know if I'll see you, I may not see you tomorrow, as long as Karen's got everything under control, but I'll
Looks
see you
like
the
we
next
do.
time.
Thank you.
Okay, you wanna
Thank you.
break it there? Okay?